Hello again, everyone, and welcome back again for another build. So for today's build, we got another case to take a look at that I've never talked about before. This one I discovered at a fairly reasonable price. This is the Bgears, or maybe it's B-Gears. I haven't decided yet. The model is the B-Masstige, I guess we'll call it. This one boasts some pretty decent claims, even on the outside of the box. It says massive airflow with removable steel mesh, massively thick steel chassis, prestige and superb airflow. Yeah, excuse me, I got a little bit of a head cold this week. Anyways, but interesting specs that it has on here. It says built-in USB Type-C plus USB 3.0 times 2, which means it eliminates regular USB, which is absolutely fine with me. It's kind of the way I kind of want to see these cases go. And I was looking at pictures of it online. Hold on, let me switch here. We'll turn off this real quick. Look at the Newegg listing of it. I was looking at some pictures of it on Newegg, and I noticed like this top AI or front panel up here. It's got the power button, two LEDs there. It's got your audio jacks. There's your USB. Two buttons there. One's a reset. One's an LED button for controlling LED lights. I mean, and then back here is like your USB-C. And so it's like, hey, that's actually pretty reasonable for what this case is going for. It kind of hits all the points that I'm looking for whenever I want to build in a case. And the price point on this, $47.99. So is it worth a shit? Who knows? Let's I guess cut this scene, open this box up, and let's have a look at this case, and then we'll do a build in it. Hold on. All right, so here's the case taken out of the box and taken all apart. I took the side door off, I took the front bezel off, and the top filter, etc., and then I untangled the mess in the back. Looking at this straight on, it doesn't look anything above average. It's just a nice steady case, I guess. Is it strong? I'd say it's a little bit stronger than the last Sama case I looked at in my last video, which was kind of a disappointment. I'm not going to say it's super thick, but it's pretty solid in the right spots, I would imagine. I'm not too afraid to smack it down and pound it a little bit. So yeah, I guess it's kind of strong. It's seems pretty strong back in here. Yeah, it's strong. So there was only 2 reviews of this on Newegg, I noticed, at the time that I bought this. But and then I noticed over on Amazon, there was some reviews posted on Amazon, too. Let me turn this off and flip actually over here to Amazon. Now, some of these are really questionable. Okay, one thing is Vine customer review of a free product. Okay, I myself have been in the Amazon Vine program. I know how it works. And being a Vine person, one thing I can tell you about some of the people who get stuff from the Amazon Vine program, some of them write fake reviews just because maybe they sold this off to their friend or maybe they didn't really use it. I went through and read some of the reviews on Amazon about this case, and from what I read, it didn't jive with what I'm seeing right here, taking this out of the box. Like it was saying that the hard drive. Let me switch my camera here. It was saying that the hard drive cage isn't removable. 2 people said that. Both of them were Vine reviewers. 2 people said that. It's like, and as I got to working on this case a bit here, let me move these wires here so you can see this. Yeah, what the hell are they talking about? See right there. Oh, hold on. Let me pause for a second. Sorry, I took actually kind of a little longer break than what I was going to say. I was wanted to clear up my dang voice. I had some congestion going on there that I want to get out of my system, and it took about a week or so to get that out of there. But anyways, I made a little bit of progress there since the last clip, and like I mentioned in the last clip here, this is of course removable. Looking on the back here now, you can see that I've arranged some of my wires a little bit here. I installed a hard drive actually right here. I figured I had the extra room for some storage. I'm going to take advantage of it in this build. So what the hell, let's do that. Got the power supply installed here. I do have my motherboard ready to go. I've tested my board already. I've done a BIOS flash and update. Couple considerations for this case is it does have the USB-C and of course USB 3.0, no USB 2.0, which was great in my opinion. I'd like to see more cases actually doing that. So the board I chose is actually, we can look down here, the MSI B550M Pro VDH Wi-Fi. The reason I chose this mainly is right here with this, it's got the USB-C header on it right here. And then another thing that's nice about it is the USB 3.0 header actually comes out from the side here instead of like mounted like on the bottom here where the wire's going to stick out, which is going to come in handy as I try to get the fans in here into this case. I'm liking this case so far. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to 5-star this case just because it's got, well, everything I've ever bitched and griped and wanted in a case. And it's going to be a pretty standard build as far as I can see. So yeah, but we'll document that as I go along here. But like I said, one of the things we're doing here is we're using this motherboard, the B550. It's got the Wi-Fi on it, of course, using 32 gigs of RAM. CPU, we're going to go with a tamer or milder Ryzen 5500. But we're going to combine it, though, with something a little bit more powerful. Than what I typically do. We're going to go with the same CPU, or excuse me, GPU that I used in my last video. We're going to kind of compare the frame rates on those and see if the AM5 platform entry-level Ryzen can compete with this or vice versa, but we'll see. Anyways here, so I've got the build started going on here. I got a plan set in mind here. Let me lift this up here so you can see this. I'll show you what I'm doing with the front here. Because I'm always designing weird crap on these computers. You can see I got some vinyl wrap going there on the inside. What's nice about this inside is there's no curves and bumps and stuff to go around when you're trying to lay the vinyl wrap. So it was pretty easy to do. Just one sheet, 12 foot, or excuse me, 12 inch by, however many foot. This here was exactly like 12 inch. I laid it in there, laid it flat, smoothed it out, trimmed it out. There we have it. You can do this with any color vinyl wrap. I just chose to use gold for this build, but just kind of a tip for you if you want to dress your case up, dress your build up a bit, whatever build you're doing. Consider using vinyl wrap if you have like a plain wall there. If you have the kind of case where you could actually lay some sheets in there with no problem. It's a pretty cool modification that you could do. And of course, I'm going to do it to the power supply too to kind of match that up. But let me shut my mouth here and get to building some more, and we'll come back after I've progressed a bit. See you in a sec. All right, so the build is completed now. So before I show you the final on this and we do any gaming on this, let's show you the stats on this before we go any further here. Let's go ahead and open up Task Manager, and we'll go to performance as usual, and we'll look at stats. You can see the CPU is an AMD Ryzen 5 5500. Pretty low cost budget CPU here if you're going to get into the Ryzen 5's 5000 series. You can usually get this for under $100. So this is a pretty, I wouldn't say, well, it's kind of a budget build, I guess. We got 32 gigs of RAM going on here, 3200 megahertz, dual channel, of course. Disk 0 is a hard drive that I'm using as backup. That's a 1 terabyte, 7200 RPM hard drive. Disk 1 is a 512 gig SSD that I'm using actually for Linux. This is actually a dual boot setup going on here. And then disk 2, which would be our main one, it is a team group, also a 1 terabyte. So we got 3 drives going on in here for storage. GPU 0 is the AMD Radeon RX 7600 XT. Now, this is the exact same type of GPU I used in the last build with the AM5 on the Ryzen 7600. So we're running it the same graphics card with a weaker CPU. So it's going to be kind of interesting when we do the gaming test here with Fortnite coming up here in a bit. To see what the frame differences are, maybe even the 1% lows, and see how much of a difference that actually makes using, say, like a budget AM4 CPU versus using the entry-level AM5. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But let's look at a couple more stats here before we get to the final. Let's see. We'll start out with Heaven. In Heaven, we scored 290 frames a second with a max of 585, minimum of 9.7. And then looking at Cinebench. Where's Cinebench? There's Cinebench. Scored a 10,696 on the multi-core. Single core, we scored a 1383. Okay, so we know what that is. So we got some other testing here to do in a minute here. Let me do this. Let me switch my camera here. We'll pull it down from here. I do have it connected up. And we'll switch off the capture card. And let me do this here. Go to the 4K cam. There we go. So here is the build. Got it all lit up. Pretty nice looking. Let me shut off my light here so you can kind of see that RGB a little more. Now I did change my camera from the last time. Hopefully this camera is a little bit better at picking up some of this RGB, but who knows? I don't know. I think it's still a little lighter. Maybe I need to make some adjustments in OBS. But yeah, turned out great. Looks really, really nice in there. The AIO, actually, you can see it has a temperature reading thing on there, which is pretty neat. I got my RGB software. Now, this runs actually in software and in hardware, so I can actually switch this up by holding down the button up on top. Let me show you that real quick here. Oh, which button is it? I think it's... Make sure I push the right one, not the reset. If that's it. Is it the right one? Am I pushing the right button? Oh, I was pushing the wrong button. There we go. So now it's in hardware mode, so that I can take the button here, and if I want, I can cycle through. It's hard to feel from back here. Okay, no, this is software mode right here. This is where it's running software. And this right here, that's hardware. Now, if I press that, there you go. You can see it's changing displays to different RGB patterns and stuff, which looks pretty neat. I like that. And that's the Cool Moon control. And I'll leave a link down to in the description down there where you can get this RGB controller that I'm using, because it does use PWM on here. Controls all these fans, no problem. And of course, you can switch by just holding down on your LED button here. There we go. Now I am back in software mode, and so you can adjust everything in software as well, which looks pretty cool. Let's do this. Turn this a little bit here so you can have a look at the front. Sorry about the hand there. I tore my tendon. Anyways, let's have a look at the top here. You see the USB ports, the audio ports, and then the two buttons there. One's the reset, one's the LED button, and then way in the back we got a USB Type-C going on there. Pretty decent case. Like I said, I'm going to absolutely 5-star this case because I think this is a wonderful case to work in, and I like the features up on top there, the way that's set up.
I love the door. I think it's really stable. Nice solid case. And the price was nice too. I think it was under 50 bucks if I remember right. I'll have to recheck that, but I'll leave a link to the case as well. So, yeah, overall, good looking build here. Now, it kind of looks like shit here because I got this on there, of course, the film. You know, I always leave that on there for the person who's buying it to take off. And then actually, I was going to sell this on eBay, excuse me, when I was done with it. But I did have somebody that was interested in it, and they are actually purchasing this from me. And true confession, I've actually had this computer done for quite a while, for several weeks now, but I've been so busy with customers like every weekend. I am just like booked up with customers. PCs to work on and what have you. Plus, I work, you know, through the week at my normal job, and then plus this hand situation here has been kind of holding me back a little bit too. But so yeah, I never really had the time to finish up my filming on this, even though the build's been done. But finally, I got some time here this weekend. Well, I have some other stuff that I need to do, but I thought, well, I better get this done and get this posted here so people can check this out. Uh, but anyways, yeah, this is the B-Masstige. Let's go ahead and switch to a little bit of Fortnite here. We'll check out the gameplay on this, and we'll see how that 5500 compares to like the 7600 with that same GPU, the 7600 XT. So let's cut this scene and play a little bit of Fortnite. All right, let's get going here. Let me switch my keyboard over. So again, this is going to be 5500 versus the 7600 Ryzen. All right, let's just wait for our round to start here. Let's make sure my keyboard's working. Why is my keyboard not working? 1 second. There we go. Had to make sure it was switched over right. So I do have it on low right now, and once we hit the ground, thank the bus driver. Mark the center. So once we hit the ground, I will reset the meter, and we'll see where we're at there. Got my hand brace off. Hopefully my hand isn't too stiff to do this. I haven't played in a while. Set that meter. There we go. Alright, so looks like we're getting about 200 frames a second here on low. I noticed my 1% lows there kind of dropped a little bit. See where it went down to 3 frames per second? There's Ryzen 8. Let me reset it one more time. There might have just been some other program in the background there that made that. So that's low. Looks like about 195, 196. Let's go ahead and go into our settings here. And we'll switch it up to medium. Click apply. Go back. Reset the meter. Now, low on the 7600 Ryzen was actually 225. I'm looking at my notes here to see what that was. So there is a little bit of a decline there. Medium, when I tested it, it looked like it averaged 196. What are we getting here? 172. So about a 20 frame drop here so far is what I'm seeing. in difference between the Ryzen 5500 and the Ryzen 7600. We'll see if that stays consistent as we go along here. Let me get out of here a little bit. Averaging 172, 71. Surprised nobody's found me yet to shoot me. All right, let's see, set this up to high, click apply, go back, reset. Averaging 150. Let's see, high on the 7600 on my notes. It says 158. So, yeah, a little bit of a drop. Not as much as it was at low and medium. Go figure. Maybe it's because the most of the work actually goes more towards the GPU. The higher the resolution is and the higher the settings are. That's more than likely why. But we'll see what kind of difference that makes when we get to the Epic. Let me find somewhere to stash away real quick. And let's switch it to Epic. Okay, and do a reset. Average of about 99 frames a second, and I'm showing on the testing on that 7600, it was getting 116 on Epic. So, yes, there is, of course, a bit of a performance drop going from the 5500 to the 7600, or excuse me, from the 7600 to the 5500, obviously. But it's actually not as much of a performance hit as I thought it was going to be. I actually kind of figured this would be a little bit lower than what I'm seeing here. But, I mean, still, all in all, this here, the 7600 build that I did, which was in my last video, that was about an $1,100 build. This one here, 600-ish or so. So, I mean... $400 less, but the frame rates aren't as bad, so I mean, why complain? I'm not complaining. I might as well play here. I don't have a car here. That damn thing. I need to find somebody to shoot at. Get a little more action going on the screen than just running around here. There's somebody fighting. Hopefully I can get in on this without being killed. Just sneak around here. Where are they? There they are. Ah. Yeah, I don't think they even see me. Ah. Okay, let's see. Take that done. We'll take this. Take that. Let's see what we got here. And I can hardly hear this because I have my headphones on. So this season of Fortnite, for some reason I don't really care for it too much. I mean, it's cool they got like the cars and stuff on there, but it seems like they're kind of pushing you with using the cars. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but I do like this, that I can jump through this and blast off, and I'm just running like a son of a bitch here. That's pretty cool. I like that. I wish that was kind of a option that they had all the time on this. You really can get some serious speed going here. Serious action. You know, maybe that's something they need to do with Fortnite, is like Fortnite Turbo or something, where you're always running fast like this, or even faster, kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog. That'd be kind of badass, wouldn't it? But anyways, let's look at our meter up there. 102 frames a second is what I've been averaging here, and I am on Epic, of course. So, I mean, I think this is actually a pretty decent combo with the 5500. I mean, I think, you know, even though there is some higher frames to be had running, you know, like on the AM5 platform, with just this lower budget CPU, I mean, it's, you know, paired up with this graphics card, it's really good. Now, let's look at our, let's see here. 93% usage on the GPU, CPU, where are we at? 55% usage. So, I wouldn't really call that any bottlenecking. Not really. I mean, you know, the GPU is obviously should perform. Oh, I'm going to kill this guy talking here. Oh, Nitro Fist. We'll take that. Put this right here, and we'll put that right there. And we'll take this med kit, heal up. And shield potion, shield up. That's what I get for not paying attention. At least I survived that. Ooh. Oh, I got another shield potion there. Nice. I'll take that. Okay, maybe I should pay attention to this damn game instead of paying attention to the damn meter. That's alright, though. So yeah, here comes another opportunity to do that running that I was talking about. This is actually pretty fun doing this. I could do that all day, that's awesome. Blast off there. Oh, now I need to find somebody else to fight. Center my map, and we'll head back this way. Oh, dang, hands going numb. I actually don't want to waste too much time on this. Actually, I suppose I should end this video. But I haven't played in a while here because of my hands, so I'm kind of catching up for time lost and at your guys' expense and at the expense of the, I guess, review of this case. But yeah, getting back to this case, like I said before, I can find nothing wrong with it at all, and except I'd like to find it in white. I'm gonna have to do some research here and see if maybe they have one in white. I'd love to build it in again because I do have another board that has like the onboard USB-C header on it too that I can take advantage of in a case like this. There's like nobody in here, you know, you'd think people would be in here playing around. Where are they hiding? At least I got a decent amount of decent weapons going on here. I just need somebody to fight. Just need somebody over here. And we are still averaging 102. There it is. averaging 102. 1% lows at 67. That's a little sad, but we'll go with that. Let's see here. Ah, pussy. Whoa. Ah, he got me. All right, so we finished up 101 frames per second on Epic with the Ryzen 5500 and the RX 7600 XT. So I guess that's going to be the conclusion of this Fortnite round here. I got another build coming up. I'll do it, I guess, whenever I get to it. I've been really busy lately. I'm thinking the next one's probably going to go up for sale on eBay unless, somebody approaches me and wants to buy it in the meantime. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Again, the Bgears, or Bgears rather, B-Masstige case is what we looked at today and did a build in it. Turned out great. Love the case. I definitely would recommend this. Recommend it a lot more than that last case I looked at. But I'll see you guys in the next build. I'll see you next time. You all have a great Memorial Day weekend. That's what this is here. I'm making ham, but I'll talk to you guys later. See you in the next build. Bye-bye.